Okay, so we are working on Norman, and I started off by deep cleaning Norman with just some Dawn dish soap and warm water. Also had a little bit of Myers cleaning spray sprayed into that and just wiped them down really good inside and out. What I am using now is Crud Cutter Deglosser. And I've shown this before, both on my page and I think previously to you guys, I think. But if not, definitely on my page. I ordered 2 containers of Crud Cutter Deglosser, and it was under $25. It'll last me, if I had to guess, like if I did how many armoires or large pieces of furniture like armoires that it would do last me, it would it would be multiple. I'm not sure how many, maybe like 10. And that's my sanding process. It's a liquid sanding process. And I'm not going all the way down to bare wood. I'm removing the gloss. I poured some into a jar. I'm using a chip brush. I'm going round and round in circles. Now, I end up not wiping this off. Once in a while, I will. The thing says not to. On this one, I did not. And so you can see it going around in circles. And what that is doing is just getting it into the grain, getting it into the surface. You're just kind of rubbing it in. And so when it's all done, you can wipe it down with a damp cloth or you can leave it as it is. I will tell you that it removes all of the grime and grease, and it allows your paint to bond and adhere. You won't always notice a real big difference after applying the Crud Cutter or any type of liquid deglosser or sander. It just varies from piece to piece. Sometimes I see a difference, sometimes I don't. Most of the time, though, you will see like that shiny sheen of a gloss go away. I did see that on Norman begin to go away. So you can tell, like, it just, maybe you can tell, I don't know. It's just a little bit more matte. And so, anyway, here I have mixed up a few colors of Reticket paint to begin the base coat. The customer wanted like a robin's egg type of color, and so that's what I am using on this. I had mixed together a little bit of a royal blue from Reticket chalk paint, along with a brighter teal green and a cream and a little bit of a just like a sagey green. And so that is what I ended up with is this kind of robin's egg color. And there's all different varieties of a robin's egg color from dark to light, but I showed it to my customer and she had liked it. I am applying this with a mid-grade brush from the hardware store. And I don't know, it probably cost me like $10 or $12. I think if you picked up a big pack of chip brushes and 2 or 3 mid-grade brushes, you'd be set for quite a while with everything that you needed. And so this is my first coat. It's the base coat. And I just want to get it on here. And then I'll start layering in a little bit of colors and taking care of the detail. I'm not going to layer in a ton of extra colors on this armoire on Norman because she doesn't want a ton all over. There's plenty of room on all of his ornate detail for it. Y'all ready to have a little fun? We're having a little fun. So this color, I'm mixing it a little bit with the lighter color I just had. This is real bright. I went light bright. I could also put this on bright and just swipe over it later with another color to tone it. So I'm mixing the coral with a little bit of that light duck egg around the panels. And I kind of get this color right here, like a dusty rose, a very mature pink. And you see where it's starting to pop a little bit. I don't want a super, super bright contrast. I want a very vintage aged contrast. Where you see the lighter duck egg around the door panels, where it's the lighter shade, I wanted to show my customer what it could look like, where she could see it both ways. So we did the original way that you saw, where it was all the same color, the whole body color. And then I went around it. I just added some cream and a little bit of pale green to my duck egg mix, or I come saying duck egg, my robin's egg mix. And then I had went around the perimeter of the doors so it could have some dimension. She liked it, but she preferred it the darker robin's egg color. So later on, I am going to be adding that back, and it's already done, but we just haven't gotten to it in this video. We will get into it in the next video as we get into some more advanced things. Wanted to show you this part because these flowers are really, really small, and I don't want you to think it's too complicated to apply the color to those flowers. It makes a big difference just doing little pieces of detail like that. But you don't have to use a super meticulous brush. I just had maybe like a half-inch brush or a quarter-inch brush. It was small. I don't know how big it was, but just a little bit dabbed on. You don't have to use a tiny, tiny little brush and do painstaking. It all blends in super well, goes on really easy. People will say to me a lot, how do you get paint off glass? And when I paint in hutches and stuff, and sometimes it gets on there, but most of the time, the more you do this, the more you just learn how to keep within the bounds of where you're painting and what you're painting on. And once in a while, if you're painting small detail, just listen. Don't overthink it. Don't be so afraid to make a mistake that, oh, you're going to get some of this pink on the blue. Go through it. Get it all your paint on the detail where it needs to go. And then if you've gotten off the lines where you're supposed to be, at the end, come back with a little touch up and take 2 minutes and touch it all up. And it goes super fast. So these big ornate pieces can really intimidate people, but it's not as difficult as you would think that it may be. I also went in with some kind of an ivory, and that is on the inside of the door panels to see. I'm not sure at this point if she's going to want to keep those ivory or keep those gold. I left them, or it could be gold. I'm going to do a gold, and you'll see it in the next video, around those scrolls on the door panels. So it's going to be right outside where that ivory is in the middle of the door panels. And it's really going to bring that out. This piece is going to have quite a bit of gold on it. I'm using a gold wax by Retica, and I really, really like it. I also have a gold wax by Dixie Belle that I'm going to use, and I may even add in a third type. We're just going to wait and see. I did order some silver for some Rust-Oleum metallic silver. Got it on Amazon. I think it's $5 or $6 for a little tub, and we're going to have a little bit of silver in there as well because the customer wanted on there, and I think it'll be really pretty with that robin's egg blue. One of the requests of this armoire is it look aged. It looks vintage and old. That's the overall theme and design that the customer wants, and I totally agree that it should be that way. I usually do that by leaving some wood showing through the paint, so natural distressing, just by not covering the furniture with a full coverage. And all those details and cracks, you want to layer your paint on lightly so that coverage, it shows some of the wood. You want to, because that has some natural dark stain of the existing wood stain, and it gives it just a natural dark wax look. Definitely a beautiful aged appearance. When you're painting something really elaborate, I would say pretty much when you're painting anything, but especially when you're painting something really elaborate, I just really want you to know that you can experiment, that you can paint over what you have already painted. If you've added a few layers of color, sometimes just another layer just makes it look all that much more beautiful and interesting. Also, it's like adding, like if you feel like you have too much layers, so on my door panels or my door trim right now I just have like 2 layers of paint, but if I had like 4 different layers and I decided, these colors aren't working for me, I want to switch them up, all I would do is just give it a scuff sanding, and then I would come back with my paint. So here we are with how Norman started out and the amount of time that I spent working on him to transform him just to this, and this even includes the prep work, was probably about an hour and a half, and just incredible transformation in this robin's egg color. And we will be coming back to finish this armoire completely on its exterior, as well as I will be having some more bonus videos this month.